Hi, you guys. My name is Ben Johnston, and I'm the 4th through 6th grade director here at North Coast Calvary Chapel. And today's daily hope comes from Acts 20, verse 24. And it says this: "However, I consider my life worth nothing to me. My only aim is to finish the race and complete the task the Lord Jesus has given me, the task of testifying to the good news of God's grace." I think Paul's words here are shocking. He says that his life is worth nothing to him, which I think that begs the question for us: is the gospel, is the good news worth more to us than our own lives? Which is a really tough calling. And then he continues on. He says that his only aim is to finish the race and to complete the task the Lord Jesus has given him. When I was in high school, I ran cross country and track, and I was really good at it. I was the third fastest on the team, and my mile time was 4:45. And my most favorite thing about cross country was racing. Racing, there's nothing quite like it. The adrenaline rush that you get, it is so much fun. There's like 100 people lined up on the starting line, 10 different teams represented, and they're all lined up, all getting ready, and then the gun goes off, and everybody just takes off all at once in just like a cloud of dust, and it's like a stampede, and it's crazy. And you're like weaving in between people and trying to get stepped on or trampled. It is crazy, and it's so much fun. But after the first minute or so, when the adrenaline starts to wear off and it starts to get really hard, and you start to go up all the hills, and you go through the dirt, and you get to the first mile, the second mile, the third mile, the only thing that really keeps you going is knowing that there is going to be a finish line, that there's going to be an end to this difficult thing that you're doing, this race that you're doing. And if you don't know where you're racing to, if you don't know where that finish line is, you're never going to actually get there. So knowing where the finish line is helps you to endure the race. And Paul, who wrote this verse that we read today, Paul knew his purpose. He knew what God has called him to, and that was to share the gospel. That was his finish line. That was his task that God had given him, was to sharing the good news to the whole world. And that's why he's able to endure so much. He's able to endure the race because he knows what the finish line is. He knows what his goal is, and that is to advance God's kingdom. And so even though he suffered so much and endured so much persecution, he was able to keep going because he knew his finish line, and he knew that God had already won. So there's that. And so the question I'll leave you with is this: what purpose has God called you to, and where's your finish line? Thanks for listening.